It's 4 a.m. in the morning. Hallie's getting ready.
I'm just putting my shoes on.
Good job, darling.
And then I'm going to have a nana.
Yeah, nana for breakfast?
Banana for breakfast.
So it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I think it's high time I explain why I'm pushing my kids around in the wheelbarrow all the time. So we'll get into that, and this morning, the reason we're up so early is because we are headed to Charles Knife Canyon. Boom shakala. And we're going to watch the sun come up. Sun comes up at 7 o'clock this morning. So we're going to head there for the sunrise, and I'm going to have to try and rustle Isla out of bed. And we'll get into... Oh, God damn, why is it so freaking difficult? Oh! I've got a whole list of notes of stuff I've got to talk about so that this video makes sense, because I've got like 10 hours of footage from the Barrow mission, and I've got to try and put it together in some way that's actually, you know, worth watching. Anyway, so we're going to head to Charles Knife Canyon this morning and watch the sunrise. We're going to drive down, and it's about a 6k walk, I think, up to the top there, and we'll get there for sunrise, which is going to be pretty awesome. And on top of that, I've also got a massive announcement for what we've got planned next, because we've had to pivot given our motor problems, and I think the rest of 2023 is going to be pretty freaking loose. So yeah, definitely stick around to find out what I've come up with, because it's some next level stuff. Anyway, I need to put some clothes on.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight light poles, unaware of where my heart was though.
No, we're up in Dampier at the moment.
Oh, you're in Dampier. Okay, all right, lovely. Fantastic. We're just in the outbreak now, guys. We'll be with you in about a minute.
That's a relief. I thought we were already on. I thought it was a stitch up.
No, you're all good. We're coming out of the outbreak. 30 seconds, and then we're to you.
Yeah, perfect. No worries.
Haley, Hallie. Hallie, is that a whale?
This is a dolphin.
Standing by.
When it comes to getting out of your comfort zone, it doesn't get much tougher than this. After wanting a change in his life, single dad of two, James Brown packed up his family, bought a boat and decided to set sail on the coast of WA. They were on the high seas for about a year when the family came up with a brand new challenge.
This is an incredible story. Now they're on a 500-kilometre run. Well, James is running to raise money for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. And with a little help from a blue wheelbarrow, this mighty trio is proving unstoppable. And James Brown and his two daughters, Hallie and Isla, join us now. Morning to you. James, I think you're about a couple of hundred Ks into this challenge now. It's a fantastic concept. Where'd the idea come from?
Yeah, we've covered nearly 250 Ks, and basically I just needed to get back into training after the sail up here. It took about 4 months. And really the best way to transport the kids was the wheelbarrow.
Oh, that's brilliant. And because prams can be difficult to get over rocky terrain like that, do you find that the wheelbarrow's easier?
Yeah, how's it handle?
Yeah, well, I put a cushion in there, and it's because, I mean, Hallie's pretty heavy now. Both of them, I think, are about 45 kilos, so the running prams really aren't going to do it.
Awesome.
You're a single dad raising two young girls. You live on a boat. You're doing a 500k charity run. Talk us through what your day looks like. I imagine totally unstressful.
Yeah, well, I mean, we get up pretty early to run, but yeah, usually 5:30 we start running, and then we get back sort of after going to the playground and everything, and then it's just doing lunches and washing and all the rest of it, and yeah, anything else we can fill the day with.
Yeah, wow, but what a playground it is. Hallie, do you sometimes go out with Dad? Do you run, or are you always in the wheelbarrow?
Sometimes I'm in the wheelbarrow and sometimes I run.
How does it feel when you're running along with Dad? What's that like?
It's pretty cool.
Does Dad ever get in the wheelbarrow for a rest?
I do sometimes. You can drop the handles down and sit in it and use it as a chair.
Oh, James, what a terrific idea, and what a beautiful childhood your kids are having. How much are you hoping to raise, and how can people help?
Yes, we're trying to raise $10,000. We're up at $4,000 at the moment, and I've got I'm not sure if you put the link up there, but I've got the link on my Instagram, and yeah, that's pretty much. Or alternatively, look up the Royal Flying Doctor Service.
James, what's your Instagram handle for people who want to donate?
SaltyJocks. Salty_jocks.
Some questions are easy to remember. Asked.
Wow, what an experience you're all having. Hallie, Isla, James, great to talk to you. Enjoy the run this morning.
Amazing. Thanks very much.
See ya.
On you, mate.
Gosh, he can do anything. He can actually do a Zoom call too, from a boat.
Flawless as well.
Don't go anywhere. Weekend Sunrise is back in just a moment.
So this is what most of the mornings look like. It basically revolved around me waking up early, making a coffee and enough noise to get the girls out of bed. And honestly, the girls did really well. We had a lot of early starts, and for 31 days, we ran a minimum of 16 k's a day.
This right here, probably the most common thing we find out on the road. Cable tie. No, you got the cable tie. Oh, look at. Do you know what that is, Isla? Cool, huh?
We actually had one day off, I think, because we ran into some problems. Oh, it was the day we did sunrise. So we pretty much get up early, make coffee, make breakfast, and then head out the door.
We sure will. Yeah, we got the water bottles. Thanks for remembering, Isla. Where are we going, Isla?
In the wheelbarrow.
Hallie, don't do that. Where are we going, Isla? In the wheelbarrow?
Yes, in the wheelbarrow.
Don't do it, Isla.
SaltyJocks, I love you.
Good job, chicken.
So how it all started was we were actually in the Monties, weren't we? And I didn't train for the first 4 months of sailing up the coast. I desperately wanted to get back into training, and I'd spent hours and hours and hours, a lot of the time at night thinking about how I could figure out a way to be able to run with the girls, because running prams weren't an option. Too expensive, too easily damaged. They also, too hard to cut 2 kids. Like if I wanted to do 15 or 20 Ks or whatever, there's no way that a running pram's going to fit both kids. So I ended up $200 for a wheelbarrow, and that was the plan. I told some people, we had such an awesome time. We learnt so much in that first trip in the Monties.
How's the crayfish, Hallie? Yep.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind. Yeah, it blows my mind.
and I told a few people that was my plan, to go to Dampier and buy a wheelbarrow so I could get back into training. I could tell, like, you know, it didn't make sense to people, but that was all right. It was just what I wanted to do. So we arrived in Dampier after sailing in from the Montebellos, and we passed through the Mermaid Strait, which goes all the way through the Dampier archipelago. And it's such a different landscape to what we'd seen previously up the coast. Like, it really changes around that Dampier Karratha area. And as soon as we got there, it was awesome. We dropped the anchor down and we went into shore, and it was such a different culture there compared to places we'd been before. You know, like, you go to the boat ramp, it was pumping, there's all these kids getting in their tinnies and teeing off. Yeah, we arrived at like a beautiful Sunday afternoon as well, so all the boats are out, there's the sailing club, and, you know, people, families there having meals and things like that, and it was just so different. Like, I thought Karratha was a dust bowl, which is just, you know, 20 minutes out from Dampier, and it was anything but. And fishing, camping. I saw one guy pull up in a tinny with his family, and he had 3 swags in the front of the tinny, and he was loaded up with supplies, and he chucked his missus and his kids out when they got to the boat ramp. It was awesome. Yeah, they'd obviously spent the weekend out at, you know, camping out at an island. We ended up getting to the hardware store and buying. I tried a few different wheelbarrows. I tried poly ones because, you know, less steel, less rust, also more lightweight, but they weren't wide enough, so I had to go with a full-blown concreter's wheelbarrow, you know, all steel construction, and that worked the best. And at the time, I thought, you know, we'd get the wheelbarrow and then I'd take the girls out on the trails and we'd go explore different things. We headed out the back of Karratha, and we did a lot of the hills out there, and, you know, I pushed the girls up like some crazy shit.
Hallie had to get out, and she ran that hill, and I kept looking back at her, and she was picking up big rocks and carrying them with her. But we made it to the top, and it's, goddamn, there's some elevation here. It's spectacular. Good rock, Hallie?
Yeah.
Nice.
But then so many people started taking notice of why some Fruit Loop was pushing his kids around in a barrow, and I really underestimated that, and it was like people needed a reason. I worked out that 450 would be a push, but still quite reasonable, like I could manage that. And then for some reason I just rounded it up to 500, not even thinking that, you know, that was going to be over, you know, over 120 k's a week, which is more kilometres than I've ever done, even, you know, when I was running ultras and things like that. Not back-to-back consecutive 120k weeks, you know. But basically, I'd already signed up, and then I'd already told people that I was going to do it. And then within, I think, a day, we'd already raised $1,000. It happened really fast, and then before we knew it, the ABC picked the story up.
Jesus Christ, girl. That's what I call a D-shackle pin. You want to see? But we're going to chuck him out because we don't need more weight. Don't forget Elfie. How's it going, Hallie? You doing some running? Yeah. What's Isla doing? Isla is asleep. And we've come down out of Dampier, and then we've taken a turn, I think, out to like port operations, like the Dampier port. 8 kilometres on the dot, and I didn't realise, but we saw that massive D-shackle pin, and it's literally on the Dotteroo skid, but we're feeling pretty good, so we might go a little bit further and then head back and maybe drop a couple of k's off tomorrow, or not. I don't know. We'll see how we go. You gotta stop pretending you're dead, Hallie. Oh, Hallie's dead. Holy moly! Holy motan, she's not dead. Look at that. Alright, you ready to keep moving, Isla? Yeah, do it. turnaround point. It's 10.5k, so we'll have 21 by the time we get back. How you going, Hallie? Dead again. Dead. Dead. Excuse me. I didn't quite catch that. Do you think that's a very nice thing to say to your dad? Good thing I don't have body dysmorphia. You don't. You girls don't even know what that is, do you? Look at you either. I think that's the pot calling the kettle black. These kids need a good old-fashioned flogging, if you ask me.
No!
Who wants a flogging?
No flat pats.
Fat dad. Fat dad. Just ran a bloody half marathon and pushing these two suckers. You guys barely lifted a finger the whole way. Ponganus. We've done 53 Ks in the last 3 days. That's day 3. It's going to be a freaking long month. But yeah, I've got a couple Ks in the bank, so I'll just try and keep doing 16 from now on. And then if I really hit a wall, I've got a few, I've got a few Ks under the old caboose to fall back on. So we're gonna have a quiet afternoon, recuperate. I'm gonna have a nap, get ready for tomorrow.
At the time, I also remember getting really negative about how much news was being. Every time I went on social media, it was just negative. And I would just get suggested all that bad news, and I think it's really easy to get bogged down by that. And I realised that there is literally nothing I can do about the decisions they're making on that kind of a scale, but what I could do is improve things, in my immediate space. So the first thing I did was I blocked out all that news, and then I thought, well, how can I make things better around me for the people around me that I have direct control over? Like that's something I actually have the ability to do. Part of that was starting the fundraiser, and another part of that was starting to make the videos as well, because we'd started doing it at the same time. So we'd do the kilometres in the morning, and then we'd do schooling, and I'd started making the first videos for the YouTube channel. It was really wild to see how fast the fundraiser took off, and all these people go, oh wow, that's amazing, and our lives drastically improved just from people to talk to, support, help, just everything opened up to us because we got in and had a crack, and we tried to make things better, and people saw that and they wanted to help. It was just incredible seeing how fast that reaction happened. We had such a huge amount of impact in a very short space of time, 5:30
in the morning. We've got 16 K today, and that's going to bring us to 84 kilometres. Oh, poo, smelly roo. Look up ahead. Oh dear. Hang up. Holy moly, we just hit the mother lode. Look at this. Holy macaroni. That's the El Jumbo cable tie. I think I'm going to be a bit more diligent picking up all the cable ties. Oh, look, I think it's right there. Is that another one? Oh, most certainly is. Look at this. She's a little bit rough around the edges, but still good. Look at that. It's day 6. After today, we'll be over 100 kilometres. We'll be 106 Ks in 6 days. Day 7. I've got this lump in my foot and I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in there, and I don't have time to go to the doctor. I cannot be bothered, so I'm just going to stab it and see if I can't pull it out. Day 8, park run today. Yep. and the sun is up. You do look beautiful. You do look beautiful, darling. Yep. The winch has decided to shit its gearbox, so I need a whole new winch. Full-blown physical contact all day, every day. Day 9. 4 a.m. 25.5 kilometres. It took us nearly 4 hours. Yeah, 3 hours 45.
Day 11. We've already done 183 kilometres in 10 days.
Just about to start the day's run, and I'm checking the mooring. It's all sweet as. Dad's got a caterpillar on his lip, eh? Where's that little caterpillar? That's what I call low tide, Hallie. That's the boat ramps, they're just totally out of water. No one's getting in there. Well, that's nearly 20 k's. So if we do another 2 kilometres, then that'll be 200 kilometres by wheelbarrow in 11 days.